I'm awake today now. Yesterday, I'd only slept like 3-4 hours most because I did back-to-back 15, 16-hour streams. Went to bed at like 6:30 a.m., woke up at 10:30 a.m. And I woke up and I was at fucking war. And I was like, I did not have it in me. And I was like, what's happening? I don't understand. What's going on here? Well, if you didn't know, I'll explain it to you. So yesterday, the day before yesterday, when Overwatch 2 went out, the first day, actually, was it the first day? No, it was the 11th. I saw a lot of people were talking on Twitter about how Overwatch 2 was getting review bombed on Steam. So I put out this tweet because as somebody who has both talked about the goods and the bads of the games, I was a little sad that it was getting review bombed because this is probably the first season in a long time that not only is it pretty good, but we've actually seen a lot of steps forward, things that we've asked for, things that we've begged for, things that we've talked about both publicly and behind the scenes. Everything from being a creator, but also as a player. Things talking about, let's put balance aside, but everything about content, especially the content schedule, marketing. One of my biggest criticisms of Overwatch 2's original launch was that it wasn't marketed at all. I would argue that creators probably market it better than Overwatch did, which I want to point out is a really important fact that a lot of creators actually stuck their necks out for Overwatch at the beginning of Overwatch 2 and got a lot of hate for it. We're called shills, called a lot of things, but we believed in it because we actually enjoyed the game. And we thought, hey, this is actually good decisions, and they're doing the right thing by releasing the game early. Remember, if we hadn't put pressure as a community on Overwatch to release Overwatch last October, technically 3 days ago could have been the launch of Overwatch 2. Everything. We would have had another year of Overwatch 1 6v6. So I was a little bit sad to see it getting review bombed. And I'm not saying just people being mad at it. I'm talking about TikToks, Twitter threads, Reddit threads, basically saying, you should go review bomb this game. Because don't get me wrong, Overwatch has done a lot of wrong in the last year. A lot of it. But I'm someone who thoroughly believes that you should push for a better future. You should criticize things that you don't think are right and want to have them fixed and have a better future, but also applaud when things are good. That's just what I believe in. That's the type of person I am. And I won't be bullied out of it, because if you're somebody who only thinks one way at all times, not to get political, because I'm very not political, but if you know anything about American politics, people that only sit on one side at all times and just sit there and fight it all the time are typically some of the dumbest individuals on the internet. I refuse to be one of those people. So I had this little tweet, and people got really, really upset. They were like, oh my God, how dare this doomer talk about it and say, oh, you're the reason all these negative reviews are happening. You did this. What? Excuse me? Wait a minute. How? How does that work? That's like shooting the messenger. That don't make no sense. So unfortunately, I'm an idiot, and in my 3 hours of sleep yesterday, I got tired of my phone lighting up, so I deleted the tweet. But someone grabbed at least a screenshot of 2 of the tweets. But I mean, this one, which said it's been a long few years for Overwatch, lots of ups and downs, but it's sad to watch the review bomb campaign in arguably the best season of content we've ever had. There's things to be critical over, but this is just petty, which I still stand by. It is petty, because I believe that you should be judging it on what it is and what it's improving on, not just the past. And I've even said this in the last few months, if you've watched any of my content, where it feels like the Overwatch team just wants to get through the PvE release, and it finally feels like Aaron has taken over. He truly has taken over, and really, really is able to start shaping into Overwatch what he wants it to be. There's another tweet that got missed, but basically, the one above this was talking about why I thought it was review bombing, and I saw it was review bombing, and that it was kind of up to do that, not because like people are just pissed at the game, but because you should judge it on what it is, and you should always make your own informed takes. You shouldn't follow the crowd, or you shouldn't always, do what everyone else is doing. Think for yourself, form your own opinions. You can see what time I made this tweet, by the way. I'm still awake. It's 5:13 a.m. I was literally just finishing streaming, wrapping up dinner, all that stuff, and I was reading responses, and it wasn't like that bad at that point. I was like, yeah, you guys are idiots. Like, I'm not doing this toxic positivity where basically is new trend in Overwatch is you should quote unquote be positive no matter what. Smile, don't attack the game. Please defend this company, defend this game. I refuse to defend $1 billion company owned and run by a billionaire who has done more than our whole game hundreds of times over. I've never attacked the devs. I've always attacked Corpa. And I have many videos that prove that. You think I'm wrong? I can prove it to you. I can actually go through and show you. Anyways, though, I was like, it's funny that it comes full circle because before Overwatch 2, we were all called shills, then we were doomers, and now we're back to shills. It's hilarious. But I woke up and I just started streaming. And while I was streaming, I keep seeing my phone light up. And I was like, what's happening? Well, there's quite a few tweets. And the first one I actually want to start with is this one from Dante. But the funny thing is about this one is people use this one as a rallying cry, as a call out to me. And if I'll scroll through it in a second, and there's going to be a bunch of people that tag me in it. Let me just see what Dante says. Overwatch content creators, Overwatch Season 3, worst season yet. Is Overwatch 2 dead? Guys, I don't know why Overwatch 2 is getting review bombed. It's such a good game. I feel like so sorry for the devs. They work hard. Well, first off, if you don't know Dante, he's a fucking memer. This is top tier bait of him just participating in the fun, because there's tweets everywhere. And Crab, if you're here, can you do me a favor? Can you grab tweets from like SK, Boger, Ski? Every creator made tweets about it, because we're all like, hey, like, this is kind of fucked up. It's not just me that said this. Most creators actually said this. But being one of the biggest creators in the game, and that's not an ego thing, that's what everyone else has put the label on me, because I don't believe that, but other people have used that as a way to come for me and to be mad at me, even though everyone else is also saying the same thing. I'm gonna do a quick scroll. I don't even have to go really into it. There's a bunch of tags on this one. And it's funny to me because I read this at first as a bait tweet, but I saw that Dante had liked one of the things replying to me. And I was like, hey, what's going on, man? But I talked to Dante. He wasn't coming after me at all. It was actually not even a little bit. So maybe people will believe that. If you don't, I can prove it to you. But regardless, though, this was like the starting catalyst, because I deleted my tweet because I got sick of it. I got tired of just being tagged and shit. If you know me, I don't like drama. I don't call people out for shit. I call out Big Corpa, but I'm not fighting you. I'm 27-year-old man. I'm not sitting on Twitter and arguing with people that are 16, 17 that still have to ask the teacher to go to the bathroom. I'm not doing that. If you want to sit down and have an adult conversation with me about what we want to talk about, it's why we do the SVB podcast. We go in, we talk to other creators, and we talk to other people, and we go, hey, what's going on? Why do you think this way? I don't like this line of reasoning because X reason. I've had arguments and conversations with your Overwatch and Frito, Samito, SVB, Seagull, everyone, either publicly or behind the scenes, many, many times. The point is, though, is people mostly use this tweet as a catalyst, but I like Dante. Actually, fun fact, Dante didn't actually follow me back on Twitter before this, because I don't think he actually really uses Twitter that much. We had a conversation, he realized, he was like, oh shit, I didn't follow him, so he followed me back. Anyways, though, that's not where we're at. Let's go through some of the crazy replies. So I made this tweet right after I deleted my tweet, which was this clip from September 26, 2022. I'm going to go through a bunch of the replies. They're so funny, I need to show you. First, before we go through some of the... Actually, you know what? We'll come back to my tweet later. But unfortunately, I lost a lot of the juice by deleting my tweet, so I have to mostly go off of Dante's replies and other reply tweets. But look at some of this crazy stuff. If you care about Overwatch at all, you'll quit the game. You and your friends have done untold damage to it and its reputation, and you bring nothing but negativity and Fox outrage to the community. That's objectively not true, but let's go further. Also, for anyone who says Flats actually cares about Overwatch at all, he made like 17 videos about shop prices in Overwatch and 0 about Valorant shop skin prices. Does anyone know how to check how many hours you have in Valorant? Because I would totally pull up my Valorant account and show you right now. I guarantee it's less than 100. And I've had the game since the beta codes went out on Twitch. Anyways, though, despite being his secondary game that he's threatened to quit like 50 times. So this is a person that's only heard of me through a hole in the wall, because I've only streamed Valorant maybe 15 times total. And that's everything from the first time I played it on stream to today. I had like a 2-week long grind where I wasn't even playing every day. I played with like Jay. We did like custom games, and then we did a couple nighttime streams, and then sometimes I didn't even play it on stream. I would play it with my friends because like that was their game. I would play with Jay and his friends. Go ask him. Go ahead. He'll say the same thing that I'll say. I don't know what this reply is. basically, it goes on. Someone goes, that doesn't make sense. If anything, that means he does care about the game. To make that many videos a horrendous monetization of the game. So there's a big accusation of you make all of these videos against the game. You know what? Hey, let's actually do a count. So if you aren't aware, I have 3 YouTube channels. There's Flats. There's Flats 2. Actually, technically I have 4. There's more Flats, and there's technically a Clips channel, but at least leave the Clips channel out of the equation because it's way too fucking hard to keep track of that. If you notice here, these are daily uploads on 3 channels. So if we do the math from December 1st and we do 9 months, let's assume 30 days in a year. Hold on. Sorry, not 30 days in a year. I'm stupid. Let's assume 30 days a month. I know there's February. I know there's certain 31 months, but like, let's just do some math here. 30 days in a month times 9 months. I know we're not through August, but let's just do that. It's about 270 videos per channel. Do that on 3 channels. That's 810 videos since December 1st, 2022. That doesn't count shorts, which I also do daily. Actually, I do multiple daily shorts now. I do up to, I think, 3 shorts a day. So 3 shorts a day, plus videos, plus clips, 810 videos. So 810 videos have been uploaded since December 1st. Let's count how many of those are, quote, doomer. And I will let chat, who's with me right now, count with me, and we'll go back to like where December 1st is, roughly, and we'll see how many of those are. Let's actually have a legit, honest conversation. And okay, let's set some ground rules, actually. The one thing I want to leave off it, because I think everyone should agree with this, and if you don't agree with it, you can, fine, disagree with me, but balance specifically will always be a talking point. Everyone is going to disagree about balance, right? For me, one of the big things is, like in Overwatch 2, is Discord Orb's ability to on tanks. Some people it's Widow, some people it's hit scan, some people it's tanks, some people it's support. You know what I mean? Everyone has stuff. So let's set a ground rule and say anything balance related doesn't count. Let's go through and count them together. My count was 27. I did before this. And I actually was like being a little bit nice with it. So let's go through, shall we? 1, which to be fair, I don't even know if this is really doomery. This is more of just like reporting that it's going to happen, but that's okay. Let's count it. 1. Keep scrolling. If I miss one, please let me know. Do we count this as 2? Dante retiring? I was mostly sad about this. Does this count? Would you say this one counts? Let's keep going.
Happy anniversary.
Let's say this one. You know what? I think this is close enough that I would say 2. Let me see. 3. Actual good news. We're also, by the way, we're not counting positive things. We should probably count positive ones as well, but I honestly don't need the credit. I don't want the credit. Sorry, we're at 3, 4. This is where it gets bad at one point. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boom. But this is the era where PvE was canceled. This was PvE canceled. So, I guess, yeah, I still stand by it now. Was I wrong for saying that PvE is canceled? Because it was. Now, you might argue, and people will sit there and shake their fists, and I think there's some tweets actually about this. There's another random one. Another one about saying, I think it's fair to say that content creators had a part in this. Also, can someone keep count really quick while I'm looking through this? I think, what was it at, like 10? I think it's fair to say that content creators had a part of this. It's really fair compared to little... I think it's fair to say that content creators had a part in this, but it's very little compared to Blizzard's shitty decisions. Heck, there is a good portion that even review bought in the game, but didn't probably play it for years. Oh, this is actually like a decent take. It's not fair to blame creators, all while Blizzard didn't actually do anything for 2 years of Overwatch. Didn't release PvE until the first anniversary of Overwatch 2. It wasn't able to handle the launch of the gameplay features or promised. That's actually a good take. Now, don't act like you didn't spend the last 11 months posting about how bad the game is. Oh, that's why I chose the December rate, but the December time, by the way. Also, 11 months would choose all the way to September, so that doesn't really make much sense. But regardless, though, anyways, people are like, own that fraud. Okay, I still stand by the PvE thing. The PvE thing was canceled. If you don't believe me, here's a quote from from Jeff Kaplan himself, all the way back when. This article came out in 2020, February 5th, 2020. And it says, answering questions on the forums, February 3rd, Jeff Kaplan described as what players should expect from the Overwatch 2 expansion. And that links to here. I understand how Overwatch was both PvP and PvE. My question is, how much of the game is going to be PvE? Is it just a few missions, or the majority of the game is PvE, or what? Kaplan's response is, it's both. For PvE, we added a full story arc, which through story missions, even though it's a linear story, I am reluctant at all to call it a campaign because it's co-op, not single player. So, I wouldn't even call it a campaign himself because of how much more was supposed to be tied to it. We'll also have hero missions, which are highly replayable. Those are gone. PvE backed by a progression system. The closest analogy, although neither is quite accurate, is adventure mode in Diablo 3 or world quests in WoW. Again, not a great analogy, but indicative of the level of replay we are hoping for. For both PvP, we're adding competitive new pool of PvP maps, including new game modes called Push. For both modes, new heroes will be added. So it's not even close to what the original scope was supposed to be for the game. And that is from the former game director himself. So to say that it was canceled is true, objectively. Even Jeff Kaplan himself, the person who announced it and had the vision for it, didn't want to call it a campaign. But that's what we all refer it to now, the PvE campaign. So if we're calling it the campaign, it's probably changed to that. And I still stand by that. If you disagree, honestly, I kind of think you're coping. What was the number we were at, by the way, chat? Was it 10 or 11? Was somebody keeping count before? It was 11? Okay, cool. So there's 11. Now let's keep going. Nothing here. 12. We'll say this one because you're talking about Brig. 12. Even though this one was mostly me going back and showing analytical data on why the Brig rework actually was an insane buff. Actually, the patch notes that came out for this patch actually specifically nerfed Brig and said that her ult was overperforming and was better than they expected. I don't know if anybody caught that. Just saying. Nothing here. Actually, no. Sorry. Well, let's say this one because I didn't like this one very much. So 13. Even though I don't really think it's a Doom post, I just didn't like it, so we'll say 13. 14 because I was comparing it to other games and when Overwatch was on the decline. 15. Let's say 15 here because we were talking about balance of philosophy. Actually, no, it's balanced philosophy. That's technically going against my rule. I'm still counting anyways. Who cares? 16, Brig. 17, I didn't like this dev chat. Oh, wait. Was it? Oh, this is the one I actually didn't mind. And I didn't like this one. Shit. Would you count it? Should count it. We'll count it. 16. Let's see. 17. 18, talking about the Blizzard higher-ups. This is from the podcast, by the way. 18. Wait, was it 18 or 19? Shit, my brain just shut off for a sec. I think it's 18. 19. I was cool with this one. It's a Marbler vid. 20. I was talking about the recycled Prime skin, or it's not Prime. The recycled Overwatch 1 skins being sold in the shop, plus the Twitch drops. Remember back around just January, they started doing old Overwatch 1 skins as drops, and people were talking about wanting new skins as drops. So that was what this one was about. So that's 20. 21? I don't know. We were discussing Overwatch League, but it wasn't really Doomer. It was more of a conversation. What else? This is talking about my own experiences. We'll count the other one. This was 22. Because I didn't like the stream mode wasn't real. Even though this isn't really a Doom post, I was just reading what it said. This my own opinion was negative, so we'll say 22. Keep on scrolling. 23, Overwatch League in Shambles. 24. I didn't like the You're the Rabbit thing. This is a defending Overwatch. Actually, this is all the way back in. This is at season 3. Actually, remember season 3? The season 3, the Doomer season. I was actually defending Overwatch in that season. Let's see, defending, hyping. We're at 23. Okay, so this is 24. What is Overwatch 2 actually doing better than expected? This is the one where it was Seagull, Frito, Avril, and me. And actually, I think I was actually more on the positive side in this one. And Seagull was more on the I don't know side. And I think it was either Frito or I think it was mostly Frito that was on the opposite side, saying the game is not doing well. What else? Still scrolling. This is at season 2, 8 months ago. So this is 25, 26. This was my review of season 2. So this is Overwatch season 2. I think launched on December 6th, 2022. So this right here is the cutoff for season 2. So this is around that December 1st mark. And actually, even before that, the only other thing I was pissed about is they made a really shitty div blog. So let's count that as 26, even though now we're into November. And 27 right here. This is all the way back into November, though. So we've gone past my December cutoff. So 27 videos, and counting all the way to December, almost into November, out of 810. 27 out of 810. Anyone good with percentages and wants to see how many that is? Or you want me to do it for you? 3%. 3% of every video that has been made since December is, quote, Doomer. So where's the hundreds? Where are all the videos that these tweets are talking about? I don't see them. There's 27 in 8 or about 9 months. There's 27 out of 810. A 3% ratio? That's very interesting. So I said this was mostly about Twitter. So let's go through some of the tweets. This one we already went through. I'm glad you didn't flats out say who you're talking about. Meanwhile, he wasn't. That's my funniest part. We went over this one already. We'll just close some of the ones that we've already went through. Another one. It's only Overwatch 2 is dead unless they get invited to their summit, and once payments stop, it's back to shitting on the devs. Ha ha. Classic. Not trying to be a hater because they went to the summit, but rather than gaslighting that comes from the oh my god, I'm having an, I'm guessing I meant orgasm. In this event, devs are amazing. The future is bright. Heart emoji, star eyes emoji, party hat emoji. And then they come home and post about how shit Blizzard is. To this day, I won't forget the gaslighting we all got from them when the game said counterpicking isn't, or when they said counterpicking isn't a real thing in a counter-based game. Not this guy specifically. There's another one somewhere that talks about, someone was talking about me going to the summit. I didn't even go. I never even went. I got invited multiple times. They actually asked me about 10 times if they could do anything to make me go. Because I wasn't comfortable going. Not because they did anything, but because I don't like traveling, 1. And 2, I was actually very much excited for the launch of Season 6, and I didn't want to get sick beforehand. My own personal plan was that I wanted to take a couple days off before Season 6 hit to be refreshed and ready to go. And I didn't want to possibly get sick during the travel on the way there or the way home. So I had decided that I wasn't going to go. But why does nobody talk about Emong not going? Or ML7 not going? Or Seagull not going? Why does nobody bring them up? Why? Because it doesn't fit your argument? It doesn't fit your view? Oh, okay. That's very interesting. Anyways, next. No wonder Samito left. Too many people were calling him out. Ah, yes. Samito left Overwatch because people were calling him out. People have been calling Samito out since like 2017. Samito left because he got bored and he didn't see a future in the game, and he got a chance to buy Mindplex, a server that he helped run for many, many years for pennies on the dollar, and he wants to get into game development. I've talked to Sam since then a little bit, not very much. He's doing very, very well. He's got his head down and he's working. He deleted his Twitter. He sometimes streams here and there for fun, but he doesn't actually really play. He's doing his own thing, and that's on him. How are you going to judge another man in their 20s for doing something with his life just because they're not sitting in the same hole as you anymore in this little Overwatch thing? I don't understand. It's the same thing when you see stuff like, I saw a random Khaleesi clip that was like her like intentionally throwing a game from like 2 years ago in Overwatch. Why are you posting an old clip about Khaleesi and Overwatch? Like, it's been like 3 years. Why? Because people just want some attention. That's all it is. Who cares? They don't even like play Overwatch anymore. They do their own thing. But people just kind of can't let go. Another tweet, but this one, yeah, it's fun to blame the content creators and all, but I doubt they're the cause of even 10% of the negative Steam reviews. Actually, kind of a base take. Overwatch supposedly has this mega player base. Most of them don't watch content. I average about 100,000 views a video, and on the really like, spectating and stuff like that, I can get in the 200s and 300s, but the game has millions of players. How would we have an effect on that? Like, and I don't actively tell people to go review bomb and all this other stuff. If you read half the Steam reviews, a lot of them are from people that it seems like it's from like 2019. So it's actually kind of funny. It's kind of ironic, but a decent take there. Another one. They all went for the clickbait. PvE is canceled. Well, it was. It was to maintain relevance instead. Saw so many people think that the PvE was canceled and Blizzard stole pre-order PvE money because of clickbait from Overwatch creators. Part of the creator programs spread misinfo? ? Like what? Wait, but pre-order money that's misinfo because the pre-order didn't include anything about PvE. It actually very specifically didn't. There's another tweet in here somewhere. I think there's someone actually linked the old article. That's misinformation. It didn't do that. That was a public perception. So I think it's highly ironic that a quote call-out tweet has information in it that is incorrect and is, by definition, misinformation. Anyways, though, I do think it is really, really funny because half of these people don't watch any of my stuff. They actually don't have any clips. Nobody does. Nobody had any clips. Anyone's response stuff was all screenshots of titles and thumbnails, which to me is admission that you can't think for yourself. You don't actually click on it. The whole point of a title and thumbnail on YouTube is to get you to click the video and to watch the video. So, my friends play Overwatch on and off, and they don't watch content about it at all, and they even still think it's absolute bullshit sometimes. Well, content creators are the messenger. That's the fun part. Content creators are the messenger. We didn't make the game terrible. We didn't make the game do all these decisions. They did it. Actually, if anything, corporate Overwatch made these decisions. There's many devs that have gone on record over the last few years and actually specifically said in 2021 that the reason why Overwatch 2 was taking so long and why the reason Overwatch 1 was so bad at the end and that they weren't putting out any content is because Bobby Kotick himself, the CEO of Blizzard, the president of Blizzard, the CEO of Blizzard, would actually actively involve himself inside of projects to the point where he would then make them do something completely different than they were doing. They would get close to finishing. He wouldn't like the end product and make them scrap it. So they would spend weeks, months, or even years of dev time to get something done and then turn around and not put it out. There's actual evidence of this. There's tweets that exist out there and they've gone on record and talked about it. Okay, I do disagree. It's not entirely a messenger. They definitely enter my sentiment, both negative and positive. But at the end of the day, though, none of these people made these decisions. They reported the decisions and gave their opinions on it. That's your right. That's everyone's right. Yeah, right? But it's also your right. It's also your right, but also you should, as a person, do your due diligence about anything. Anyone that linked any of my videos or anything, no one, a single person had a clip of me bashing a dev, or no one had a clip of me bashing anything. No one actually replied to it. I know I've definitely bashed like the balance side. I've definitely done that, but nobody has clips with it. But the point is, though, nobody's ever done it. Like, nobody had any clips. You know why? Because they don't exist. They're not real. You're taking what is marketing. That is what that's what my YouTube team's job is to do, is to get people to click on videos and to watch them. That's the point. That's what it is. You don't make a YouTube title that says, hello, this video is about these 16 things, and I will be talking. We were taught in elementary school about the hook of an essay, something that brings you in. When you say, let's just pick a random video. Let's go back and pick one. This one. This one's a good favorite. My faith in Overwatch 2 is failing. I don't even have to really watch this video, but when is the date of it? I think it's around December, right?
Oh my goodness.
December 10th, 2022.
In Flat's chat, surrounded by cuties and
Thank you for the 30 months.
Keep the good fight, Mr. Strimmer.
So, December 10th. My opinion of the game is changing. Let's review what was happening at that point. And you can go check the facts. They hadn't communicated to us that their hotfix system was broken. So Sojourn had been running around the game for over 2 months. Eventually, when she finally got nerfed, it wasn't enough. So we've been playing against Sojourn, and then eventually Sojourn Mercy for months. The communication that we were promised at the start of Overwatch 2 had then disappeared. Drops were kind of changing. And the big scary one, and I bet this video has it. If it's not this one, there's another one around that timeline, this is when they announced the return to office work from home program was ending. And that there were many devs that were speaking out and saying, I don't want to work here if this is what's going to happen. One of the biggest people of Overwatch, John Spector, who was a vice president and ran their marketing for the whole game, literally left right very close after this. When you have a game launch and then multiple devs leave, things are going to go downhill fast. Very fast. So when my faith in the game was starting to waver, you have to understand, I had just spent the last 3, 4, 5 months promoting the game and saying this is going to be good. And then they were turning around and already breaking promises that they had been making. It is my right as a human and in my right as a content creator to sit down and go, I now all of a sudden want to pump the brakes, go, whoa, everything we were promised and told is all of a sudden changing. I don't like this. And you know, things turned back around. Not saying the work from home thing did. A lot of actually people did quit. They did leave. Now, if you actually see, a lot of the devs showed them moving to Irvine. Actually, some of them were in my chat yesterday talking about how they had just been finished setting up their apartments and they had just moved to the city. And I even had conversations with them, like, how are you liking it? How was the move? You know, what have you been doing? Like, stuff like that. We were actually having a good time. So, that came true. It's real. That is an unequivocal fact. It did happen. So, you say doomer, I say reporting on something that's happening, and it's like, okay, I've been doing this the entire time and saying this, and so it's not really sure. Again, though, I do find it very odd that, people kind of phrase it as this whole, you big evil streamer are farming clout and shitting on my game in this poor company and poisoning the mind of these people. But isn't that what you're doing? All these people are spreading hate, preying on hate for clout, trying to use me for likes, using it and stuff like that. Like, that's exactly what you're doing. If anything, you're more of a hypocrite than I am, right? So, not really sure on how that one works there. I mean, I don't really take it that seriously. Like, streamer, are you really making light of these people on Twitter? This is very serious. This is a very serious accusation. Come on, man. Let's be honest. Let's go through more of them, though. Let's see. We got that one already. Because Season 3 sucked. This was half a year ago. The review bomb right now has nothing to do with legitimate criticism. The top negative review is a porn-addicted Redditor. I mean, I think it is funny that people look back at Season 3, and Dante was memeing, by the way. That was what tells me that Dante was trolling the entire time was the season 3 thing, because season 3 was actually the game going downhill. Do you want proof? Do you want proof of why it was happening? I'll show you it. I actually have a video about it. This is why having the receipts is so powerful. Ready? Look at this one. Overwatch 2 viewership fluctuates heavily, and that's okay. When did this come out? February 16th, 2023. When did season 3 launch? Right here.
Poor Bobby. You need to think about his bank account manager.
February 7th, 2023.
His bank account.
Season 3 launched around February 7th, 2023. And then I have a video that comes out a few days or a few weeks later, and it says Overwatch 2 viewerships fluctuates heavily, and that is okay. AKA me going and defending why Overwatch 2 viewership being low doesn't mean the game is dying. Why is that not linked? Why does nobody talk about this one? Why? Because it's only got 50k views. You didn't see it. You didn't want to see it. But streamer. But streamer. You're evil streamer. You do nothing but shit talk the game. This is literally me talking about why everyone dooming and glooming at that point wasn't something to doom and gloom about. What you should be dooming and glooming about are decisions that the game is making and that the Corpa side is making in destroying it. Not stuff like this. Let's see some others. Let's keep going through. I'm sure there's more. Influencers when they influence opinions. Such a cop-out. Such a cop-out. So you're purposely removing context. These reviews were specifically talking about Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 in Season 6. Those 3 season complaints damn near half a year ago were heard for a lot of things and were worked on. That's actually a pretty decent take. Capital VP and Boger, capital punishment for him. They're going to come for you. Consequences have their own actions. This one was very interesting. This person was all over my replies, and this is actually one of my tweets this is my tweet that I deleted because I got really ticked off of getting spammed with notifications. And they very passive aggressively respond, yeah, we should probably also stop the trend of big content creators shitting on the game for fun too. But that's just an idea. Dude, stand your ground and don't fucking, passive aggressiveness is so strange. I mean, Overwatch is plagued with it. Think about, even in your own games. Everyone's super passive aggressive about everything, all times. But the favorite part for me, personally, is you're trying to make a divide between the two of us. Is we're not two people, we're not two gamers, we're not two people that are on the same level. We're trying to make you are different than I because you're a big creator. How do you think I became a big creator? Do you think it just happened overnight? I worked my fucking ass off. Why do you think there's been 810 videos that have been uploaded in the last 9 months? How do you think that came to be? Where do you think that content comes from? Yes, I have an editing team and I pay them and they all do stuff for me and I appreciate them a ton and I hype them up all the time. But where do you think that came from? You got to start somewhere. And then it goes on further. For example, I had to explain someone in my TikTok's comments that PvE wasn't canceled and that they were genuinely surprised. When I asked you why they thought that, they said it was because of what they saw on YouTube. So they saw videos on YouTube and probably didn't click those videos, number one. And number two, the PvE that was promised was canceled. It was canceled. It literally was. The single playthrough linear mode of playing the campaign, which, to be honest, I've had fun with, was not what the PvE was originally supposed to be. That is factually true. I actually can't believe we're still having this argument. So then somebody goes on and says, PvE was canceled, missions aren't PvE, there's zero replay value because there's nothing to strive for. Making it PvE in just a mission-based campaign, do you consider COD campaign a PvE? And they respond with, tell me what PvE stands for. It's why I won't fight with people on Twitter. It's disingenuous. It's not real. It's not about having a conversation and having a dialogue and actually coming to a conclusion. It's about dunking on somebody and scoring internet points. It's the same reason why I didn't make a tweet against Dante and I DM'd him. Because I know Dante ain't that type of guy. That's the point. You know? That's who I am. I'm not going to sit there and go back and forth. There's no point. What's it going to do? I don't want your likes. I don't want your internet points. Your likes don't make me any money. That's not what I do. That's not my business. That's not my job. I don't care. You know? And then it goes, totally deserved negativity. They've ruined Overwatch forever and they gutted the main drive for playing the game, earning cosmetics. See, this kind of thing goes round and round and round. I heard Asmongold had a video about it, but it's very, very interesting. I already want to know why is that everyone else says, you sound like everyone else. We get it. You don't like the game. Move on. This is actually another common sentiment that's shared by people now is this point is it's not about having an opinion. It's people don't want to hear your opinion anymore. And so they want you to just stop talking. It's like, I don't like it. Stop talking. It's like, yeah, well, I don't want to hear you and I still have to. That's how the world works and that's how the internet works. I'm forced to listen to you, so you're forced to listen to me. That's how it goes, you know? So internet exchanges for scrim box? I mean, kinda, I guess, but... Actually, this one has many more replies. What else is in here? I didn't even see. But it was canceled. They said it themselves. The little BS PvE events is not what they promised. To be fair, I've actually had a lot of fun with it. They canceled a feature. Really? What feature was that? Was that the... Even though the linear story, I'm reluctant to call it campaign because it's co-op, not single player. Was it the hero missions? Was it the highly replayable PvE backed by progression system? Was it the skill trees? Is it the closest analogy? It's quite accurate to adventure mode in Diablo 3 and World Quest and Overwatch and WoW. Not a great analogy, but it's indicative of the level of replayability we're hoping for. Is that the part that they canceled? Because that seems like most of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, I guess this is where that consequence of actions thing comes back later. There was much more than just skill trees, but it's like the talking point. Another common sentiment. Somebody else says, pretty sure they didn't remember when they sold the Overwatch 2 early access with PvE campaign for free if you pre-order it. Now we got the PvE not for free, but it's just 3 missions. So this is somebody who thinks that they bought the pre-order thing, the pre-order bundle, and we're getting PvE for free because of it. That wasn't true. There's an article here linked to it. I'm scared to click it. It looks like it's fine. I'm scared to click it. Regardless, though, there's tons of articles on the Watchpoint pack. And if you want to do your own research... Actually, you know what? I'll do it for you. Common problems. This is directly from battle.net, otherwise known as Blizzard's website. Upon purchase, the Overwatch 2 Watchpoint pack includes the Overwatch skins from the Overwatch Legendary Edition. The remaining items will be released with the release of Overwatch 2 on October 4th, 2022. Includes a Season 1 Premium Battle Pass, 2 Legendary Hero skins, Space Raider Cassidy and Space Raider Soldier 76, 2,000 Overwatch 2 virtual currency, and an exclusive player icon. Where is it? Where's the PvE? Oh, what's that? More people just spreading random misinformation on the internet and mob mentality? God, catch me surprised. Oh yeah, we came back about this guy, the 11 months of Doom posting, although we just did some counting. It was 27 videos in the span of 9 months out of a total 810. This one was funny, to lighten the mood a little bit. Oh, this one was so good. It's y'all's fault. You guys, all you guys do is complain. What do you do? Think about Overwatch degens are gonna do. Look at who they look up to. Look like at the material we have at the Fran, Apply, Quaked on Stylosa, SK, and Somju. It's so bad for us. And Apply response, no one loves you. Oh my god. I'm not going to dwell on this too much longer, but I have a few more tweets just that really, really wrap this all up and bring it home for you. Bad Pachimari comes out, not surprised. Overwatch League fans aren't involved in this whole doomer/negativity Discord. I'd actually disagree. A lot of the people that I saw that were like really participating had like some type of supporting a team in their bio. So I actually disagree with BP on that. We're so delusional and hopeful. People actually believe Gladiators can make playoffs or Vegas can win. No, BP, that's just you. But again, BP's just memeing. He's an instigator. I love BP. This dude helps me out all the fucking time with stuff. He just likes to instigate. But the amount of parasocial Andys who think people are fighting all the time because of a Twitter post are so funny to me. It's always a good time. But I do want to show you some other tweets from other creators just to show you guys what's really going on. But before that, there's this random one. Where's the season battle pass giveaway? This guy's just in his bag, man. This guy's just in his bag. He's just retweeting and he wants his giveaways, man. Honestly, I fucking respect it. He just wants his battle pass. Hey, you know what, dude? You got your priorities right. I'm with you, Craig. I'm all about it. I want to come back to my tweet in a second, but before that, there's other tweets from other creators. Here's ones from SK. All these negative reviews piss me off. because there's so much to actually complain about with Overwatch 2 right now, but they're all bringing up things from forever ago and clearly not touched the game in years if they ever played it. I'm not going to really scroll through the replies too much, but most people actually respond to this and agree with her. Most people are like, yeah, you know what? I'm with you on that. They're insane. It's actually crazy how many people are doing that. But when I said it, all of a sudden now I'm the bad guy. It's like, huh? We're literally on the same side. I don't sit there and make bullshit half the time. I tell you my own opinion, unfiltered, and that's how it's going to be. And that's how it's going to stay. Not going anywhere. If anything, it's made me want to stay and do this more. If anything. Here's one from Boger that quote retweets it. A lot of people go out of their way to review bomb a game that quit long ago and never even played it, while people who love the game just enjoy it and say nothing. If you actually enjoy Season 6 of Overwatch in general, you should go on and leave a positive review. I don't actually, the second part is like, yeah. But it's the same thing with like forums of a game, It's the same thing with forums of a game, right? If you enjoy a game, do you go to the forums? Give you the quick answer. The answer is no. Nobody does that. Like, nobody ever does that. It's actually so funny, though. Nobody goes to the forums to talk about when a game is good. Nobody does that. We're always going to go in when it's negative. That's how it works. But at the same time, though, the Steam reviews thing is sad just because it's not doing the actual game. It's not talking about the actual current state of the game. It's talking about past game. That's the whole point. You found this doozy of a gem? Overwatch 2 on Steam. Remove go. Been really enjoying the ranked mode and remove goats. It's so funny. It's so funny because that's 4 years old or 5 years old, God, that's so funny. But before I go to my own tweet, because I want to wrap it up with my own clip, and I wonder if you'll agree with it, I do want to do a couple more, because I do have a couple ones that really fucking pissed me off. And the fact that people give these people a platform is just, it's so fucking annoying. This person quote retweets my tweet. This person's whole personality and thing is basically they're a big leaker for Overwatch League, and it's supposed to be a group of people, whatever. Half of your content is shitting on the game. Sit this one out, little bro. It's almost like content creators shitting on the game to farm clicks because of the game to have a bad reputation. Wow, who could have imagined that? All right, dude, you want to look in the mirror? You fucking go after a guy, Jane, who is one of the best people of this whole fucking community. Someone who literally went out of his way to try to make content and lift people up and teach people the game. Was one of the nicest, best individuals this game's ever had. Had extremely fucking bad mental disorders and had to quit because they were reading every negative comment about them. It was publicly known that they literally were diagnosed in bipolar, and they were fucking couldn't do content anymore because of how many people that would shit on them and were so sad about it, and they quit, and they were trying to do so many good things, and then it was publicly fucking known that they went missing, and they literally went fucking missing, and people had to put out an Amber Alert to make sure he wasn't dead, and you come back with this fucking dog shit. That's dog shit. The fact that you can sit there behind your fucking bullshit account and you sit there and anyone listens to you and gives you a goddamn platform when you act like this because you want to shit on someone because they've made a bad play in a video game fucking 6 years ago, you're such a pussy. You're a pussy, dude. You wouldn't do shit to no one in real life. You're a group of people that do fun little leaks. And honestly, I respect doing the leaks and having your fun with Overwatch League. Honestly, all the power to you. But this crosses the line. Talk shit to me, talk shit to other people, go fucking do it. I don't give a shit. But this shit is bullshit. These are people. These are real fucking people. I love this dude. I talked to him so many times, and I haven't got to talk to him in a long time. And it makes me sad. And I hope they're doing better now. Because we almost lost him. He almost fucking could have died. And you talk about almost like content creator sharing on the game to farm clicks? What about you? Look at the fucking mirror. Millennial Neckbeard's mad in our mentions as hell because we made fun of a shit play. You're so fucking clueless. You're a clown. I don't even care about half these other people talking shit People like you, though, make me sick. Make my skin crawl. Make my skin fucking crawl. This is why no one would ever... This is why you have to be a faceless account. Because if you ever put your face on anything, people wouldn't want to watch it. Want to talk about what I'm actually look like when I'm mad? That's it. It's coming all back, though. I have this video from September 26, 2022. You tell me. Did I call this? Was I right about this? This came out before Overwatch 2 even released. Chat, and this is like a serious moment, and I hope this gets turned into content either for YouTube or something someday. But I want you guys, I don't want to like, I want to say I want you guys to make me a promise, but at the same time, like I just need to say this now, because this could age gracefully and age terribly in the future.
Period.
My biggest fear for Overwatch 2 is we end up like Apex as a community. For the longest time, Overwatch players, content creators, and pros have been in this perfect harmony where we're all on the same team all the time. We tell Blizzard in the game when it's shit. We talk about when things are good. And we're all in this shit together. This past year, that started to change. And unfortunately, it was partly due to like NDAs and like creators learning things that other people didn't know. And some people handled it well, and some people did not. And I think it ended up starting to get lost on people is that most streamers are just gamers too. We also want the same things that you want. We're literally on the same team. And I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but I can tell you I have seen so many problems, whether within the community or even within like high level play or low level play, that I've brought up to the Overwatch team in private and hoped and pushed for reforms and pushed for better player experiences.
Still true to this day.
And in the hopes of making the game better. We're all on the same team. For those who don't know what Apex is like, the casual community of Apex hates their content creators and pros with such a passion that they believe that if they didn't exist, the game would be a million times better. Apex has just been hitting its highest concurrent viewer counts, player counts, like active player counts, and had its biggest tournament that got the attention of every gaming community out there, back to back to back. Casuals, competitive players,
I'll answer that one in a sec.
Pro players, and devs are all on the same team. We're all on the same team. We're all trying to make the game good. And my biggest fear is that come Overwatch 2, that changes and people start to kind of hate each other for it. I hope that doesn't happen. And the thing I was going to ask for you to make a promise to me for was to make a promise that that doesn't happen, because it's probably one of the saddest things to see. And I don't think people understand that. And it becomes an us versus them type of situation, which is not the true case. So that's my hope. That's my big want you to promise, and my big hope is that even when we disagree, or the community or other players disagree on things, we understand it's not because we say fuck you, but it's more because we just have a difference of opinion, whether it's based on information that is had that can't be shared yet, or based on literally just different points of view. You know?
Is that true today? I'd argue yes. Saw someone in chat say, why do you complain about Overwatch monetization when you played Valorant, a game that has had $100 bundles and which is Overwatch's biggest competition? You know Overwatch monetization exists because other games do the same thing, but you constantly complain. Okay, I want you to pick out all the ones about the constant complaining. Let's be realistic here. But despite knowing other games, Overwatch has it to compete in the FPS sphere today. Number one, you just made a baseless claim that I play a ton of Valorant. Chat, do you know how to check your Valorant playtime? Do you know how? Can you guys, if you know how, can you teach me? Because I will show you my Valorant playtime right now. So I've streamed a total of 61.6 hours of Valorant, and I've probably played
maybe 10 to 15 hours off stream. So where in this is my secondary game, Valorant? Because two of your claims have been false now. I don't understand. Your claim about you do nothing but complain about monetization. Can you count them for me? Because yes, I didn't think that the monetization was good going into Overwatch 2. But the truth is people vote with their wallet and they chose to do it anyways. I disagreed with it. But like, what do you want me to do about it? Boycott the game because you're buying skins? Because I disagree with it? So let's see. One, this is actually at the launch of the game, don't forget. So when does it actually launch? Let's see. We'll count them. Let's count them. We can count them together. Game launches where? 32 days till Overwatch 2. So around here, okay. One. First off, 9 months ago. 1, 2, 3, and I'm pretty sure this one was because something was bugged out. This was talking about Twitch drops specifically, but I'll give you it, even though it's not actually about the shop. We'll go 4 just to, because I think you need a little help at this point. 4, maybe. I don't even know if this includes that, but like I'll give you it, even if I don't even think it does. I think I'm actually talking about more about Blizzard Corpa, but like maybe 5. Honestly, I should say 4 because the other one's 3.5, and then this is another 3.5. So honestly, still kind of 4, maybe 5. Where are all these hundreds of videos? I don't see them. By the way, in this time span, we're not even counting November and October, because if we do count October and November, going off of a 30-month schedule or 30 days in a month schedule, we now go by 11 months, which is 330, times that by 3 channels is 990 videos in that time frame since October.
Mr. Flat Sky, if you flip your glasses upside down, they all look like monetization videos.
So if we go off of all the way from October, which now like pushes it out more, that's 990 videos I've put out with potentially 5 of them about. Does Flats 2 count? I'm on Flats 2 right now. There's nothing on main about it. There's nothing on More Flats about it. How am I so sure? Because this is the way I structure my YouTube accounts. My main one is all Overwatch content in-game. Flats 2 is out of game, either talking about the game, IRL stuff, React content, TikToks, stuff like that. And More Flats is content that would have went on main if we had space for it. So, because I only do daily uploads. That's how my YouTube is structured. You can go through all videos, and that's the exact formula I follow. So, 990 videos from the launch, and 5 of them giving you a couple talk about it. I haven't seen that person talk again. I feel like they left. So, dude, half of these I feel like we could turn into copy pastas. Like, where was that guy, the guy who was like, you should quit the game? That guy, dude, I feel like that's a copy pasta. Oh, this guy. I feel like this is a pasta at this point. If you care Overwatch at all, you'll quit the game. You and your friends have done untold damage to it and its reputation, and you bring nothing but negativity and fox outrage to the community. Dude, I feel like that's a pasta. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's a pasta. So, I'm wondering, where is it? Where is it? Don't forget, Flats, you're going to take accountability for your actions. Oh, yeah, that guy the other night. I said, let's talk about it. I even invited him to come talk with me about it, and they just ran. They left. So, 0.5%? No, actually, it's lower. It's 3%. We counted, actually. We counted from... Actually, we even counted in November. So, I did 800... So, from December 1st through August, I've done 810 YouTube uploads. Not counting shorts, not counting clips, because it would be way higher than that. It'd be hard to keep track. I've done daily shorts for at least a year, and I actually do somewhere around 2 or 3 a day. So actually, it would be closer to the thousands if we're counting everything, or the 1,000 if we're counting everything. And out of 810 long form video uploads, 27 of those were doomer. So 3% of all of them. So where is it? Where are they? And if anyone wants to sit down and, if you want to sit down and argue with me and talk about it, we can. But I ain't arguing on Twitter. If you want to have an adult conversation with me, we can. By the way, I did see someone say earlier, someone called Cap. Wait, I was grabbing a screenshot. This is awesome. Wait a minute, in real time. Holy shit, there it is. So someone grabbed this and says, here's to something no English media outlet has caught on to. Overwatch 2 has 100K, whatever. And then it says, but Dante said Overwatch creators were responsible for this. Are you suggesting he and others who blamed Overwatch 2 and Stylosa for the review bombing couldn't be wrong? Dante says, where did I ever say that? Are you illiterate or just stupid? I was making a joke about the hypocrisy. Because I've talked to Dante about it. It's literally not real. I'm gonna hit this and I'm gonna give it the retweet. Holy shit! I couldn't have asked for better timing on that one. I'm just saying. I'm not fighting mobs on Twitter. It gets annoying. And I'm sorry if anyone feels that way. But I'm not apologizing for calling out big corpus and calling out greed of a multi-billionaire who literally let their workers get sexually assaulted. The Bill Cosby suite. Breast milk stolen. I don't talk about the devs. We're talking about the literal corporate leaders half the time. Unless you're talking balance, in which like you might find a rage clip somewhere where I'm like, holy shit, I don't know what the balance team is doing. Putting that aside, you will not find me shit talking the devs. And most of the devs, actually, I've had conversations with, and I'm not going to speak on their behalf, but from my impressions of them, they like me.
Is insane.
They like me quite a bit. So why would the people that you're quote unquote defending, who like me, agree with you? Because what you're saying isn't real. It's made up. It's parasocial. Most people have been wrong for the last couple years about stuff coming out about Overwatch, and they still have been. Anyways, I think we can put that to bed. I have the utmost respect for all of them. Do I disagree with some decisions sometimes? Yes. And I think that's our right. And I've been told explicitly. And if I was allowed to share DMs, I would, but I would never share them unless I was given permission. I've been told directly from members of the Blizzard team that they value my responses and my feedback, and they very much value the way that I phrase it, because I'm always extremely respectful, and I always try to give constructive feedback on what things that I do like or I dislike with my reasonings why. I don't shout at you. I don't try to mob mentality you. I don't try to weaponize my audience. There's a reason why most of my audience isn't sitting on Twitter arguing with you. 50%. Samuel told me they asked him if it was a bit or if it was serious. Yeah, I've heard of that. He's not the only one. There's actually a few people I know who've been asked that before. You know who's never been asked that, BP? Anytime we've ever had any issues, we've actually sat down and had a conversation about it. How many times has it happened? Once. And it was only because they were like more concerned that I was really, really upset with the way they were going. You know when it was? Very early Overwatch. And I didn't like the way that they were talking to us. That one dev post, I didn't like it because it was very condescending. We had a conversation on why that kind of thing shouldn't happen, and they've never done it since. We learned, we moved on, and there's mutual respect. That's how life is. That's how you handle things as an adult. Because I don't have to ask my teacher if I can go to the bathroom. I'm a 27-year-old man. That's how we handle shit. Anyways, I'm done with it. I think we've memed it enough. I think we've had a good time enough.
I didn't want to deal with it yesterday. I was way too fucking tired. I shouldn't have deleted my tweet because I would have had way more juice to go off of. SK even deleted her tweet because nobody wants to deal with this. You can find the quote retweets. Honestly, I'd have to dig for a while. BP, you might be better at this than I am, honestly. SK, actually, we looked at SK's tweet earlier. SK deleted it and said this post, and then an hour later, duality of Overwatch creators is one of the reasons the community sucks and hates the game. And SK made a meme tweet and said Blizzard can literally fix Overwatch right now by adding a Bikini Mercy skin with no shoes. Bro, stop taking everything so damn seriously. You understand you're literally being manipulated? When Elon Musk bought Twitter, they changed the algorithm. The way the algorithm was changed is it now favors replies. It now favors arguments. If you want a tweet to farm, ask a question because replies is what drives them now. So the reason why you see more fights is because the algorithm is literally designed to spark more fights because it keeps people on and more engaged longer. With all disrespect, what an idiotic take. You could scroll through my timeline and find maybe five negative takes over the last 6 months. Scroll through my YouTube and you'll find none. Shut up. There's nothing wrong with being critical over things that deserve criticism. And what we are getting at with the reviews is that there's criticizing things fixed years ago and never even played the game, where there are things that are actually problems right now. So, AKA, very similar to my take. Why? Because a lot of us who have brains are all thinking the same thing. This was a good one. I missed this one. Thank you for the catch, BP. Good catch. Wow, I wonder why people are so negative towards the game. Surely there are no content creators that spend all their time being doomer about that said game on stream. Surely nobody would do that. I would actually challenge this person to tell me what their Twitch name is, and we will check their watch time. If they ever see this, give me your Twitch handle. Actually, is it linked?
Staple of your identity.
No, there's no Twitch linked. You give me your Twitch handle, and I will put it into my bot, and I will see what your watch time is, and see if this is something you actually know from experience, or something you were told and you're following mob mentality. I have a really good feeling that it's probably not a high amount of watch time. Bodied him, Bessie. Dude, they're all friends. It's literally the same. It's like a high school group. Dude, come on, man. Oh, this is another good one. Why is my game dead? So it's me, PvE is dead, which is true. It was. And then they post a Stylosa video, a Your Overwatch video, and a Samito video. Wait, if you're talking about me, why is it not 4 screenshots of me? That don't make no sense. If I do it so often, it should be easy to have so many of them. But you know how many you'll find? We just did a count. 27. 27 out of 810 in the last 9 months. Out of 810 videos, 27 were quote doomer. 27. Let's see if there's any more good ones. Me and my actions, doom posting 24/7 have consequences. People thinking the game is shit. We literally just went through all of these. 27 out of 810 in 9 months. Wild. Dude, I feel like half of these should be copy pastas. Like, there's no way you can take them seriously. Oh my god, shut up. You guys constantly get screwed over with their promises, then complain when shit doesn't happen. Dude, if you actually... Okay. Listen, man, I know a lot of these people are probably on the younger side, but here's the thing about life. If you don't spend your life learning and adjusting and growing as a human, you're fucking up. That's the whole point of life. You constantly need to be making adjustments. When new information hits, you change. And that's what I do. When the information changes, I change. When the circumstances change, I change. Don't be a drone. Don't turn your brain off and only do the same thing and only say the same things. Grow as a person. There you go. Now Blizzard will give you a big pat on the back. The fact that Overwatch creators are defending the game and acting like one sees... Actually, you know what? If anything, you know what's great about this? It just goes to show that if I got people calling me shills and people calling me doomers, I'm fucking straight down the middle. I got both of them. Oh, here's a good one. My tweet from 12/9. I'm generally not having Overwatch. Disappointed with this season's updates. And then I put out a video the next day, actually. Here it is. Okay, so here it is. December 10th. Why? Because I genuinely felt that way. Because that's exactly what it was. Then they also do the bottom of top 500 tank is diamond. Yeah. That was the beginning of the ranked season in Overwatch 2. It was brand new to the game. So it was everybody from Overwatch 1. All the new players hadn't hit top 500. That was a factual truth.
Wait, no,
what's the gotcha?
A guy with his head on straight.
Wait, what's the gotcha, though? I don't understand. That was factually true. Overwatch Railgun ranked is so... Yeah, what's the gotcha here? I don't understand. 11/25, Sojourn came out on October 4th when the game launched, and she was still OP on November 25th, 2 months later. What? Where's the gotcha? That's the whole point. They hadn't communicated that their in-game hotfix system was broken and they couldn't fix it yet. That they hadn't communicated the thing that they had promised. We held them to it. And then guess what? Like, where's the gotcha? I don't understand. Oh, man. Class has really fallen off. Please stop supporting shitty companies that don't give a fuck about their player base. It's from both sides. That's the funny part. Man, be for real. If you play this game as a living, but these meager scraps of missions, years of promise, and scrapping the whole thing, and then charging for them, yeah, man, the reviews are deserved. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely things to be upset about, but like review bombing is very different than talking about what the current state of the game is. And the patch was good. Could have also stopped being a doomer about the game for Cliffs months ago. I think that would have helped, but that's just my opinion. We just broke that down for the last hour, 27 videos out of 810, so not much there. When content creators don't realize they're swaying in these negative posts by producing negative posts about Overwatch. Which one is it, dude? Which one is it? Do we get 10k viewers as a Twitch cat or 20k viewers as a Twitch category without drops and have no influence, or are we destroying the game, man? Which one is it? LOL, I ain't hear this man say a positive word in years. Overwatch 2 animated short series makes me want a full anime. New Battle Pass season and more. The new Sojourn cinematic is finally here. So Overwatch 2 is coming to Steam. It's a good thing. It literally says it in the thumbnail. A lot of these are very much down the middle. Gibraltar changes were being good. World Cup was really good. Season 5 trailer and more. I'm not even counting the React stuff because React stuff is very different. Actual good Overwatch League news. Oh, wait, you didn't see it because it only has 28k views and nobody actually cares about positive Overwatch League views because unfortunately it's on the decline and honestly, you guys know I don't like it, so really, who cares? At least personally, but it's like, huh? Sorry, BP. You know I don't like it, but at the same time, like, I try to be somewhat. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely on the negative side of it, but like when people sit there and just like, oh, you never say anything positive, dude. Whenever I've seen things that I actually think are good, I'm like, hey, you know what? Actually, it's a good thing. I like that. Regardless, though, chat. Listen, love me, hate me. I don't really care that much, to be honest with you. I am always true to myself. I've always been that way ever since I was a kid. You know, I stand up for people that are around me and stand up for those that I think need to be stood up for. And on a positive note, if you enjoy me and you enjoy being here, I appreciate you. If you don't, well, hopefully this at least shed a little bit of light into why this doesn't make any sense. And you probably should stop listening to something your friend told you. Because the amount of times people come to my chat and go, my friend told me that Junkrat's really good. Is that true? And like, it's just like some wild take. And I'm like, dude, your friend's kind of an idiot. Be smart. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. Don't do what someone else told you to do. Because half the time, you end up looking like a clown.